Right. I'm back in this scene because everything's is I mean, I could show you the recording, but the recording is literally just currently right. My literally my backdrop. Right. This is a good sign though. This is a good sign because it tells me everything is fucked. Right. It's not the only thing that's ending right now is my computer as it kills itself. Right. There we go. We're back. I it can load and do its own thing. Right. Oh, don't start this shit again. Right. You be gone. Right. Item. Right. Let me just sort out a couple of things because I know why this is becoming issues. Right. Facial rig. This is what I want active. Uh. Right. Face it. Back to rigging. Keep expressions. Make shapes. Keep active. None. I don't give two shits about EA Sports. Overwrite, keep basic active. Right, okay. Let me do this quickly. And then... Right. Right. You're not gonna be an issue? Not gonna be an issue. Great. Stay there for a second. Right. The only thing that's ending right now is absolutely my computer in a second. It's gonna go right outside this window. Let me tell you this. Right. Let's try attempting to do my thing again. Okay, let's have keep an eye on my memory because my memory is a bit concerning. Ah, this is where, hold on, tools, sprouts, stop. Right. Did you notice my memory for OBS will half in a second? Let's keep. So here's the thing. This is why you always do test streams, and this is technically what this is. This is currently a test stream for me to figure out issues. OBS, you're being weird. Right. Whatever you are, get gone, mate. See, right now my CPU is very low, which is good. This is working fine. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, that is what I've been after this entire time. Um, I think what happened is I haven't turned off my computer in a while, and my computer's just like, you know what? We need to relax. Hold on, let me go back onto this. Does this tell me how long I've been up for? CPU. See, if I would have shown you the uptime before this, you probably would be concerned. The uptime for this was a lot higher than that. Right. Do 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 ba 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 da ba. Right, another thing I need to start in my preferences is I want to know if it's capped my GPU because I realized they're both fighting over um GPU. Hmm. Let's go to 100,000. No, no, it has a limits. It has limits. So it shouldn't be any issues this time. Right, while I'm waiting for this, let me get the picture that started all this. So literally, what started all this was literally me just trying to get a picture. And you'll see why I was trying to get this perfect picture. It's because I need this to not make me want to cry. Why is my plane not showing? Right. Why is the picture not showing? Tiny? Is it small? What? Oh, that's why. That's see, this makes so much more sense now. This is what I want as my profile picture. This is the posture I want for my profile picture. Right. Okay, so you are in front. Good. Right. Let's here. And then opacity. Right. So this is what I need for my profile picture. So first things first is I need my camera. Add camera. Right. Next thing I need to do is figure out how uh what's profile picture size? This is where you need to do research beforehand. I think it's 500 by 500. Uh, okay, so 320 is good to crop. Perfect. That is what I'm after. So 320, but it's gonna be a bit more than that. Right. So let's sort out my camera. Uh, uh, what? Let me go to camera mode. There we go. What? Unless it's oh no, it's probably an output, isn't it? There you go. Okay, so what I need is 320, 320, but it's not actually gonna be 320 because that's too low quality for me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna double it. We're gonna double it. Hold on. 320. If I multiply it by 4, then it should be 4K. Uh, right. This is gonna be perfect. 120 by 120. Perfect. Right. Now let's get you. I need to get a hold your horses. Let's grab a horizontal vertical split. Because I need a camera mode. Oh, okay, there we go. So this camera mode is gonna be my eyes. Okay. So right. You know what I hate when it's just slightly off like this? Can I just oh, And then look up by 90. There we go. Perfect. See, maths comes in to save the day. It concerns me that Waldo is still loading up. That's never a great sign, but we're going with it. Right. But it does mean to tell me though, with my model, I do need to sort some clearly issues out I'm having with it. It was working at the start there. It wasn't until I so I'm having an idea of what caused that. It might be just too much memory. And if that's the case, I might have to switch up what I do. Because originally I was planning on doing some dev. I mean, it's either that or I don't have my model on screen. And what I'll do for next tomorrow is I'll create some GIF animations of this character for PNG and use my PNG when I'm doing development stuff. Because I mean, I feel like that's the best way about going it. Because otherwise, I'm gonna have a real bad day. Just keep trying to get this, and then when I'm playing games, I can use the Waldo. That's why I failed because it needed to be launched by Steam. So I gotta update my Steam. Okay, I'm starting to see where my issues begun to lie. Right. So I want that. That's gonna be my profile picture. Perfect. Right. Now I just gotta do what I do best, which is sort this fucker out. Right. Now this is gonna be interesting. So I need to make it bigger. Oh, okay. Clearly, my dumbass forgets that I'm not in my amateur mode. Right. Right. So I need to not make that bigger. That's gonna start making me cry. Right. Right. Let's hide my face for the moment. Actually, wait, before I do anything, best to save it real quick. Right. No, I'm gonna call this pictures pick model. Always save as of something new when you are making models, because trust me, if things go wrong, you have a backup. And trust me when I say backups are very, very important. Why is my... Excuse-moi? There we go. So, we'll have them a bit bigger. Hmm. Right. Let me get rid of this to hide that though. That's the issue. I mean, I still see it on my point of view, so I shouldn't have any real issues. I think I might need this to be a bit more bigger though. There we go. Right, get out of here, Steam. Right. Now if I relaunch Wardo. Right. So I want to turn it slightly. The chest is like... Why is that happening with my hair? Oh, I see why that's happening with my hair. Right. Oh god. I didn't want... Don't block my OBS, motherfucker. Right. Let's... move this to the side here. Move this here. Okay. I mean, that's a good... yeah, that's good. It might need to make my character go down a bit more. There we go. Right. Now it's my favorite part, which is posing. I love posing. Right. Right. So the shoulder needs to come down. Because I need... It looks like my shoulder's a bit going upwards a bit there though. And then this needs to go down. Hold on. Yeah, so this upper arm needs to go to the left a bit more. I can fix the collar at no stage. Right. Might have to make some bones for my collars because my collar's getting on my nerves. Right. Because to be fair, that is what I need to fix in Worldo at the moment, is my collar is a bit of a mess. Wait, can I move this with my collar though? No. Yeah, don't question my tits. Right, it's going crazy there. Right. I can't see if this needs... Oh no. Tea for a second here, just while my panic continues to panic. Oh, nice cup of tea. No, you can never not appreciate a nice cup of tea. Anyone that says a cup of tea can't fix everything is either is probably not British. That's probably, if anyone, that's probably what's happened there. Oh. Right. Now that I have my sip of my tea, I can get back in business. Right. Right. This, I need this a little bit more, less see-through. I don't even want to know what just happened there. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Is it just my model that's fucking me up here? Alright. Oh god. I don't know if you can see it, but... Oh, I'm running at 2%. Right. Right. Okay. What I need is I need to grab This arm. Right. And my back is the question. Nope, it's still white. So, sorry for the flashbang there for a moment. Right. So here's the thing. When it comes to me and anatomy, I don't know how the fuck it works. Bones are a mystery to me. Right, the card. I forgot to append the card. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me get into object first mode first before I append, because I don't want to append it to the armature. Right. Append. Grab this. Perfect. Right. You're about to see something else that I worked on that took me a week. Um, because I realized. What did I realize? I realized I'm a dumbass. That's why I realized. Uh, transform rotation 90. What? Oh, if Blunder's not responding, that means my Waldo is. Oh no. Nope. Okay, that's still broken. Whenever like I go 2 frames per second, I panic thinking, huh. Oh, it's okay. So it's. I was concerning for a moment. Right. 90. Right, and then 90. 180. They're not 180. I don't know my angles. What's this? Why is it 400? It's minus 90? Right, this is the card I made. Now that you guys can see it properly. Um, did it take me forever? Yes, it did. Did I accidentally, you know what, I'm gonna fix that. Right. What I'm gonna do is go do sculpt. Right. See, that's the great thing about the sculpt tool, is it just allows you to sculpt and do positions that you'd never think you would be able to do. Yeah. Right, perfect. Now I've got to sort out my model, because where the fuck it decided to do flips. What happened with you? Don't do that. Noted. Your armature then? There we go. Back to where you're meant to be. Jesus Christ, what happened? Do I even want to question what happened there? Right. My dumbass, one of these days will get it. Right. Aha! My model! Right, so now I'm just waiting for my tracker. Once my tracker loads up, bam boom, we're back in business. Right, okay. Let's go back to pose mode. Oh, but the lights are on. Oh, I need to turn the lights. Oh, it's not. Oh, so once the tracker started, then I can sort out my scene. Okay. Well, until then, you got this. Right. Mm, so, what I need to do is move my arm to the card. Because that's going to be so easy. It's not. It's not going to be easy. If anything, it's going to be the most hardest thing I'll be able to do in this universe. Did I say scale? No, I said turn. Right. Right, and then move my hand. See, that's not going as far as I want it to. I could move my model a bit more. I do this then? Okay, first thing first, let me get rid of this fucking arm. Because this arm's getting killing me because it's still in the cheap pose. Right. Let's move you behind. I realized there isn't any text on it. I could add text to it, but I'm not gonna because I'm too lazy. The reason why there's no text on it, by the way, on this card, is because when I make it into this is gonna be put into my game. Um, so because it's gonna be put into my game, I need these slots to be empty, and the text to be empty so that it can be changed mid-game. That's why it's an empty card. But I like the idea of it just being empty for the hell of it being empty. As if it's to say, you know, oh yeah, I'm still a work in progress. Right. The one thing when it comes, see, it's one thing to I could easily draw this, but I want to pose. So trying to get the perspective is much harder than you would think. Another thing I didn't put into consideration, maybe I just don't have long arms. I just, no. I was hoping right there I could like just yank my arm out. I feel like that's not gonna work for me, is it? Right, let me make my characters smaller here. I cannot. I can. This is what I'm planning on doing. The reason why I'm making this smaller just for now, is because it's practically frozen. I don't know why Wado's decided to play up today. It was doing so. When I was testing all this out, no issues. I'll fix it for tomorrow. I know how to fix it. For now, I got to do this because this is something I've been meaning to do for a while. Look, I ran out of time, okay? Time is not the essence for me. Right. Mm, right. So it's two fingers. So the first two. So hold on. When it comes to the hand position, oh, this one needs to be. I forgot to put a palm bone. That's fine. Who needs palms? No one needs palms. That's my whereabouts of this. Right. So this finger needs to go up like this. Yeah, let me get a close look into this because this drove me insane. Right. Well, that's a broken finger. Poor finger. Right. And then lastly, okay, probably best not to do that. There you go. And then maybe if I make these a bit more closer together. Because the card's gonna have to be in between my fingers there. And then my thumb needs to be closer to my finger. I see. Right. Oh god. Oh, me and my. You know, it's completely normal to break your character's totally normal to break everything. If you're not breaking your model's bone, yes, it's gonna be a card game. Currently, it's a lot of it's still a work in progress. Um, hey, oh, wait, is it gonna work? Nope, because I forgot to load up Mix It Up. You know, thanks for reminding me, Dharma. Uh, oh god, what's the thing? See, this is a great reminder. I forgot to do my fucking code. Right. Right. There you go. Perfect. I vote on blue. You know what? I'm not gonna question why I'm blue. Everything seems to be going wrong. Right. Yeah, my water is just not responding. Noted. What could do with my pearls? Oh, you can do whatever you like. I mean, currently, I wouldn't recommend anything to do with wild oat. So my model, let me just, make this bigger. So this model you see here, um, unfortunately it broke. That's why it's frozen. So I wouldn't recommend redeeming any of the give like the father cat ears, the give the like the props won't work because it's just completely and utterly frozen. Um, and I am too tired to fix it. I have not slept in over 48 hours. I'm too tired to fix it, okay? I've got enough issues on my plate. I really just need to make this profile picture. I've got so much work to do. And to be fair, this is work that I've given myself. So I only have myself to blame here. But you can get the make me a model, make me a VTuber, and of course, I want to be VIP. I am adding currently stuff of all the VIPs. There is one thing that the VIPs have access to, which is this: when I do have my model, you can choose certain things to turn off and on. However, I need to fix it currently for this model because you can turn off my shirt. Now this normally wouldn't be an issue in my previous model. But with this model, I got bored. And when I was doing the textures, I decided to be very cheeky. You see, I would show you on this model. Oh, let me get an angle in which it doesn't reveal anything. But I on about here. There we go. Right. If you were to take off my inner shirt, my corset, I call it. That's my corset. That's it. That's it. That's all you get. A small flash. Yeah, I got bored. So if luckily there is only a certain amount of people that are VIP on my channel, and that's Ducky, Finn, Mocha, and Thiwi. They are the only people VIP. And I'm glad none of them come into my stream because they have access to a code. They have access to a command that can take off. I mean, currently it wouldn't work. My model is currently frozen. So it wouldn't work. You wouldn't be able to think. But currently they could get me banned. Because they could, if they were to do I remove corset, then that would get me banned if my model was working. Luckily, my model's not working. So they can't actually get me banned. But that would be funny though. Right. I would be panicking so much. But I got bored, okay? But yeah, no, it's normally you cannot see it because the like it's not normally think you've become a Kuna baby. No, I used to make model. Okay. So when I was working for a company, after my time working for this company, I got contracted as so we worked with many clients making like because so the company I used to work for used to make 3D models and animations as a third contractor party. So basically, big companies like no, I can tell you this. One big company that I did work on was Nintendo. In fact, we worked on the Pokemon Go one of the Pokemon Go ads. There are many Pokemon Go ads, so you won't be able to find which one I worked on. And I made one of the models for the Pokemon Go ad. And when I was working for this company, we met lots of clients, a lot of like people, like, you know, as you do when working for like a company like that. But as a third party contractor, but anyways, after my experience with them, I remained in contact with one of these clients, and they contacted me privately and asked, oh, hey, do you do any not safe for work stuff, if you know what I mean? I was like, it depends. Like everyone has a price. Let's be real here. Everyone has a price when it comes to what they're willing to prepare to do. And the amount of zeros that was on the check that he was prepared to give me for a not safe for work, not just model but also animation, and it was only for like a 1 minute animation. I wasn't gonna say no. I really wasn't gonna say no because that was a lot of money. Um, and look, we all have yeah, money. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And so that's what I did. I made a model. I made the model. To be fair, I loved it because it gave me experience with. I mean, I've made naked models before. I made like when it comes to doing texturing, I've done it before, but not as like not as detailed as I went for that one because you know they need to be detailed like that. And actually, I was actually quite fun. I was like, was I giggling my ass off the entirety of making it? Yes. Why? Because I'm a child. Um, and to be fair, it was fun doing it for this character. Adding it's funny though. No one's ever gonna see it unless I decide to go down that route. No one's ever gonna fucking see it. It's funny that hey, you know the texture there underneath the corset. It just adds that bit of spice, you know. No, it was purely boredom. The reason why I did that was purely boredom. I was texturing the face. As you can see, like all these little details, and I just got fed up with adding all these little details. Like the lips and everything. And I was like, you know what, I want to do something fun. And I was looking over my model thinking, how am I gonna make this model look more fun? And then I saw this and I realized I hadn't done my torso. And I was like, when I was looking at it, I was looking at my thing like this, and I was like, huh, what can I do to, you know, I'm a bit bored, I'm fed up with doing all these little skin details. What can I draw to, you know, make it more fun? And then I was like, I looked at the breast and I was like, oh, I know exactly what to do. So yes, there is those details on my model. Why? Because I can. It's my model. If you got an issue with it, you're in the wrong place. I am okay. I'm not probably the crudest person you ever meet, but I am. Here's the thing when it comes to me, when it comes to stuff like that, it's never once bothered me. I honestly love that it bothers me. Like, not, I love that it bothers other people. That's what bothers me, that it bothers other people. Because why? Why is this thing why is this so taboo? Imagine something visiting you and seeing no one's gonna. Well, I mean, if someone does come, the only way. Hold on, I'm gonna have to do this a second. The only way that someone is able to see it is if they come onto my computer and there has to be one thing they have to take off, because if they take off my coat, it's not an issue. The only way they see it is they have to take off my corset. That's the only way they can see it. I don't want to go too low. That's the only way they can that's the only way they can see it, is they take off the corset. And you have to know to take off the corset to be able to see it. So, oh, but I doubt anyone that comes visit me. No. To be fair, the only no, I would never tell my father I did this. If I ever tell my father I did this, he probably would disown me. I mean, he probably wouldn't disown me, but he would have questions. Like, have I gone insane? And I wouldn't be able to reply because honestly, I probably have gone insane when I come to think about it for adding that. But the one good thing is, I'm never gonna be PG now, though. If anyone asks, oh hey, are you gonna be like, you know, PG? I'm gonna be like, nah, fuck you. I do what I like. Right. All we need to complete the transformation is to post weird first trips on Twitter. Okay, let me get rid of my model because it's bothering me that it's just saying like it's just frozen in time. Uh, I mean, I could try one more time to load up my model, but I feel like if I do that, it's not gonna end well one of these days. Right. One more time. Like, you know what they say, like third time's the charm. Um, but then no, that would be funny if I add like those weird first try. I would never. I like I'm gonna be real with you. I don't have the balls to do such a thing. Right. Yeah, we're getting there slowly but surely. Ugh. So I need to move my character back. This is why I suck when it comes to perspective, is because I have no perspective in life. So how the hell am I meant to know about 3D perspective? Right. Because here's the thing, when it comes to like, drawing, when it comes to like drawing 2D, it's a lot easier to draw perspective because it's from one angle, which is what makes life so much more easier. Let me. I want it to be looking. Right. Let me quickly start my. Can I swap areas? There we go. Perfect. Right. Items. So I'm trying to think what facial movement. Oh god, what facial I want. I don't know if I should keep it serious. Do I keep it serious? Do I keep it serious or do I could do the happy. Oh god. Don't die on me, please. I beg of you. You know what? I'm just gonna take him. Here's the thing. When it comes to my loading, I probably should do like a little animation or something. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I am currently staring at a spider, and that spider's staring at me, and I'm terrified out of my wits. I don't know why, but in the UK of lately, for some reason, it is Spider Central. Why? Interesting. Why is the preview not working? Is it in post mode? Hold on. Right, so let's try this again. What? Where's my shape keys at? Don't question how many shape keys I have. Right, so if I do happy now, why is it not changing on my model? Hold on. Oh, I know why. I know why. I know why. I know why. Hold on. Back to. Right. Where is. Oh. Oh. What's wrong? I see what went wrong here. I see went wrong. Am I gonna have to redo all of this? Oh. Sorry, I just realized something. The reason why I went quiet there is I realized I've accidentally overwrit all over my shape keys, so they're all gone. I'm gonna cry. Right, what's it gonna be? Sorry, yes, sorry, my game. It's gonna be a card game. I'm hoping to make a card game similar to Inscription, where you fight against this character, right, like my VTuber, with with these cards. And I'm gonna have it so like in Inscription you can make your own card. And I realize I'm gonna make my life so much harder for myself because I'm gonna have it so you can customize the art. Which means I'm gonna have to draw like a bunch of eyes, a bunch of heads, a bunch of bodies. I mean, I'll have it so that like there's presets like where you can do it like that, but I want to have it so you can also import your own art into the game. Like I said, my head is my plans are way too big for my skill set when it comes to game making, but I'll figure out how to do it. I've already sorted out like a card widget system in my game, but I realize I'm getting way ahead of myself, which is why I'm sorting out my model. Um, am I gonna have to save? Am I gonna have to redo what I've just done for the past hour? I think I might have to redo what I've been doing for the past. Oh, redo what I've been doing for the past hour. I can think of some. Hold on. Hold on. I need to see one thing. Is it? Did it redo my all my shakies? Oh, because I made it active and I didn't. How can I fix this? without having me to repose my entire model. I don't think there's a way of fixing this. I'm gonna cry. Right. Okay, I've got to do this. This is gonna hurt me so badly. Okay. That's me. Right, what I'm gonna do to fix this, I'm gonna append. God, just wasting all that progress of me sorting all that. To be fair, I should have double checked that my shape keys were working. Oh. Right. The only thing I don't want is these ones. I untick. You know, I'll sort this out in a second. Right. Okay, sorry, I just realized my entire time. Hold on. Right. There! I move. I can move. Right, let me fix my scene. At least this is working. I'm not just depressed now. Right. Let me get rid of the lights. Because I add my own private lights when I'm doing my blend shapes for my face. Right. Directional lights. It's causing wide directional lights. Oh, don't crash my computer. Just because I want to turn off lights. I'm gonna cry. I'm having a bad day today. I won't lie. I'm having a bad day. Today is not my cup of tea! I'm gonna have a cup of tea. Cup of tea. Save the day. Right. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna grab a pen. I'm gonna start crying in a second. I know it's buffering. Am I still alive? Am I still real? Am I still here? I don't even know anymore. I just want my cup of tea. You know, I'm just gonna drink my tea and just cry to sleep myself to sleep. You know what? Let me add more sugar. Maybe that's what I need. Sugar. Am I still here? I don't even know if I'm still here or not. Ah, okay. It's working. It's working. There we go. Okay. Okay, my blender's broken. That's fine. Right. Oh, it's working. I see me moving. Is it gonna spaz out? That's the real question. Right. But it's not tracking my head, which is a fascinating thing. But anyways, what was I saying? Apologies. I was reading what you're saying, Dharma. Everything's just going wrong. Right. But yes, I have very little game development. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was in college and we was like doing a bit of game dev as part of the game design course, um, I didn't pay much attention because I wanted to make the models, not make the games. Like for example, if you were wanting to make the games, you'd concentrate in what like the teacher was saying at like in because when I was in college, we had different sections in which they go into great detail about. So I'm just getting sugar because I'm just gonna pour a shit ton of sugar into my drink to hype myself up for the pain that's about to come next. Um, but yeah, no, they went through sections, and I paid attention to like the rigging and animation side of things, and like I paid attention to the animation, the rigging, and the modeling, obviously. I when it came to like the game design, game sound, game all the others. I mean, obviously, I had to do the course. I had to whatchamacallit, I had to do the course. I had to do part of the work and everything, but I didn't spend any other time apart from that work. And then years afterwards, I never touched it. Not once did I touch it because it's not my cup of tea. It's not I think my water just crashed. I'm just gonna go on Task Manager. When in doubt, Task Manager. I'm just gonna take a drink. I need a sip. Everything's breaking. See, at this point in time, what I usually do when stuff like this happens is I cry. I'm not gonna lie, I cry. Good old tears. No. What I usually do is I usually procrastinate by playing some like Runeterra or Path of Exile to just, chill myself out so I don't just start crying. One of these days. To be fair, the whole point of today was to test a couple things out. Um, but this is really good. I'm glad that it's like this is not working because it makes me realize, okay, so if this is not gonna work, what do I need to fix it instead of this? Because clearly, as you can see, I'm wasting so much of my time trying to fix things when I want to just be getting on and doing my profile picture, which I spent the entire fucking hour wasting. I wonder why. Hey, why am I depressed? Why am I always so sad? And then this shit happens, and I realized, oh, maybe it's not me. And you've been wondering, oh, maybe it's just my bad luck. Maybe because it's my first stream after taking a break to sort out this model, that this is the reason why everything's going wrong. Maybe that's a part of it. But you know what I truly believe what it is? That down in my deep heart, and I know what it is. I think I'm just an idiot. And I'm trying to overestimate and overdo my computer. See, here's the thing about what I love about computers. You cannot overwork a computer. If you try overworking a computer, it just shuts down. It doesn't Like you can't kill a computer. I mean, you can't kill a computer by overworking it, but it's hard to. It's very hard to because they have limits. They have boundaries. That's the bad side of humanity. Like the bad side of humans. I mean, we're meant to have limit. Oh no. You know, it scares me when Blender doesn't respond. You know what? I'm gonna do a world of fear and just turn off Blender. You know what scares me? When I see Task Manager is not responding. You know your computer's fucked when you see Task Manager not responding. Oh, oh no. Oh no. I'm just gonna take a real good sip of my drink. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that hidden Task Manager's not responding. Right. Okay. So supposedly this is working now. Hold on, let me have a look, a little look, see. Oh, let me go just to just chatting. Hold on. Hmm. Right. Oh god. Okay. Oh god. Ah. Right. Right. So now if I go to order your horses, I might fix things. Let me see what's causing this. Right. So we're going to this scene right now because right now everything is fucked. Um. Oh, sorry, Dom. I missed out your message there. But yeah. So I do apologize. This I gotta admit, I probably should put testing because I realize there are certain issues. Right. Let me go to edit stream info. I'm gonna replace this to testing. Right. Okay, so if Blender doesn't work, how is Unreal Engine gonna work? Ugh. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, shit, how do I turn shit on? To be fair, I do need to make a menu. I just don't know how to make a menu. Unreal. Okay, while that's loading up. I'm curious of what this is gonna look like. Oh, I just realized now that the tracking's working, you can see when I'm drinking. Yes, I am drinking a cup of tea. Uh, and the reason why I'm drinking a cup of tea is this is helping me, okay? I like how it looks like I'm holding absolutely nothing. In post, I'm just gonna edit like a cup of tea. But yes, while waiting for this to load up, see how this will run. Because this is all about testing today. Um, I should explain why I made some certain changes. For example, you might have noticed my fin is, um, so my fins on my ears were originally, I mean, my model was always looking like this. This is how I always imagined my OC. The reason why I did the cool, like, fairy-like fin ears is just because if there's an update, I cannot be asked to update it right now. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna launch my game. Um, there is, by the way, it's bare bones. I'm like, I mean, it's day zero. What do you expect? A fucking working game? But no, it's bare bones. But yeah, no, I just realized. Yeah, I'm going way after, like, the fin. There is what always meant to be like this merfolky is. As you can see, where it's like slightly translucent. Um, that was always meant to be the case. Why did I do it the rainbow colors? I'm gonna be real. I think it was when I was just practicing texturing at the time. Um, what I mean when I was practicing texturing, I was meant as in, for example, let me actually. This is a great example. Is on my coat there are metal things where the texture itself is not actual metal, and I was working on how do I make it metal without like just make an entirely new material and redoing the textures. And that was like really easy. It was literally just um changing the metal work on it to like with the mapping of the texturing system. Anyways, that's a long story. But this is how my fins were all like was originally meant to. I mean, it still has like for example, if I do this, it still moves. It still has wiggly wigglies. Um, and they do wiggle on their own. If I do this, shaky shaky. Never mind, it's not working. That's fine. I can sort that out for another day. Anyways, what was I saying? Uh, God, I look so fucking depressed, and it's probably because the track. My current face probably looks depressed, which is probably why my model looks depressed. Which I mean, I'm glad that my tracking has now gotten to this point where it does these sort of like little things, but it's also terrifying because I can see my actual movements. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, right. So this is absolutely draining my CPU. Having Unreal Editor on. Oh no, it isn't. It's Wilder. Wait, is it Wilder that's draining my CPU? Unreal Editor is it's only doing. I mean, I'd be glad to test the Unreal because I always know that Blender doesn't like it when I stream, so I knew that my Blender was going to be issues anyway, so I can fix that. But my God, you can't see what's going on behind the scenes. It's just me wanting to cry. Literally, oh, scratch that. Unreal Editor doesn't like me either. Hmm. That's something I'm gonna. Oh shit! Yeah, that's something else. My camera can pick up. I've done certain things so that my shape keys that it picks up other certain little facial features. For example, Then you got like what's it called? You got you've seen the eyebrows before, so I don't know why I'm showing the eye off the eyebrows. I just really like the eyebrows. And then you got like I'm trying to do my nose without doing my mouth, but it's really hard not to do my mouth. Right, I could do this. I can do this. Okay. Stop doing my mouth. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna keep my mouth nose. Hold on. Mm-hmm. No, I can't do it. I can't do it without moving my mouth. But yeah, my nose move. I have like nose sneers. Like if I do this. You see that my nose is moving? Oh god. I can do like lots of little movement. Like I could do one eyebrow. Here's the thing is I do one eyebrow up, but it doesn't do it on my model because I need to make a blend shape for that. But if I can track all that, then I'm gonna be great because my facial movement is top notch. When let me tell you this, my facial movement is top notch. Um, I wish I could do ear twitches, but I feel like that won't pick up my ear twitches. But I can do like nose twitches, ear twitches, and all the little weird facial movements, which now you'll get the pleasure of seeing eventually when I decide to do something idiotic. Um, right. Has it not loaded up yet? How long does it take to load up a goddamn... Okay, so it's halfway there. When I say halfway there, it's 86% loading. But yes, this game is gonna be a card game. I'm heavily inspired by Inscription in making this game. And another reason is I don't know what to do with this character. Like I don't know. So I want to make animations. I've mentioned this before that I want to make animations because that's my area of expertise. Animations of models. I'm sort of like anything when it comes to like the like animation, anything to really do with animation is my area of expertise. Um, don't get me wrong, I'm not a perfect. There are people much, much better than I. That's better at me, like better at doing what I do. Dismiss. Dismiss. What is going on here? Alright, anyways, going back to recording. Right. Why is it blank? I promise you there is stuff here. Here, right. This is what I was looking at. Sorry. This is all I've got. This is the bare bones I have in my game currently. Because right now, let me show you my content drawer. Shit, I'm in the way of my content drawer. Let me flip. Hold on, let's flip. Transform, flip horizontally. There you go, I'm over here now. Shit, the chat. There we go. Right. I'm working on the card interface so that like when you go to like pick a card, that's the interface I'm working on. And I realized when doing this, I was getting ahead of myself. Um when I mean I was getting ahead of myself, I mean I started working on this and I realized this is very complicated and it's hurt my head. And I was following a tutorial for this, by the way. This right here is based off a tutorial. And I realize I don't like. Hold on, let me play the game and see what happens when I play the game. Oh, it works. Thank God. I was panicking like it's not gonna work. I was like, huh, panic. So yeah, this is my game. Ignore. I will be changing out this model. I just don't know what to change it out to. I could add my model. Or I could try adding my. I don't have a running animation though. I'd have to do running animation, walking animation, everything. Anyways, that's not important. Um, yeah, these are not meant to do this, but you know what? I like that I can just jump on these cards. Um, but yes, no, I was testing out a lot of things, and I realized I don't even have a main menu, which of course isn't gonna be an issue. Okay, it's not gonna be an issue as much. It's it's a basic. Let's be real. It's a basic that all games have is a main menu. And I realized it's the reason why I'm working on my model and doing poses is I'm planning on having like a small like a waiting animation sort of thing while you're in the main menu. So like my character moves and everything. And I want to do that in Unreal. I want to make like a 3D place in Unreal. Like, am I getting ahead of myself? Like, I was like, I'm not that great when it comes to making games. Am I getting ahead of myself doing these big things? Absolutely. But the thing is, once they're done, it's added to my repertoire, as they call it. Um, no, I might just quickly make myself a parkour. Do I make myself a quick parkour? I might just make myself a parkour. Hold on. When in doubt, when you're bored and you don't know what to do, make parkour. I forget that the buttons are different in bloody. Here's the thing: is it's shifty. It's shifty. Duplicate. What's the shift? Is it control copy? Control V. Ah, control V is copy. Okay. And then I'll just do a quick parkour because that's all I have right now is this card. That's it. You can't see the back of my card yet because I mean, hold on. I should show off the card. You know what? That's a great. Select, rotate. Yeah. There we go. This was a while. Right. So this is the front. So this I spent while I was doing this character, I spent time working to make this card. Um, it was hard work. So this is the front. This is the front of the card. I have it so that you can switch out the art. Oh god. I have it so that you can switch out there's gonna be two things that you can switch out. I might have to load up Critter to show it off though. I'll do that in a second. But you'll be able to switch out the faction. Because there are many different factions, and let me show you the factions. Because I did a smart thing and have the factions on the back of the card. So people know each of the factions. And yeah, I spent way too much time on this. So funny enough, my father watched me make this. He fucking fell in love. I mean, he had complaints. I wanted to fucking murder him. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. But yes, I have there are in total 7 factions. And you'd be wondering, why 7? That's an odd number. But technically, there are 6 major factions, and then you got my faction, which is the little moon in the middle. I'm not gonna lie, I spent way too long on this. I spent an odd godly amount of hours making this. And it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it because once I get it sorted. But anyways, so the 7 factions is you got the moon, you got the seas, you got the so you got the moon, which is my faction. It's not really moon. This is more meant to be like, as you all know, my eyes are literal moons. So like it's meant to be like, oh hey, it's meant to represent my faction. So you got my faction, and you got the oceans. So the oceans faction is going to be stuff like sirens and like pirates, because it's going to be the faction for um the oceans can be anything above the oceans that like ride the oceans as well as below. So it'd be like fishes and everything, and you got like sirens and like and then you got like merfolk creatures, you got pirates, you got all sorts, anything above and as below. Then you got the city. The city is gonna be like rats and rogues and all the other the normal fantasy city stuff. Then you got celestials. Okay, as you know, I'll talk about celestials and the void later because those two are the most powerful factions. They got like you got the fire symbol is meant to represent hell. I didn't know the best way to represent hell apart from fire. And I wanted it to be basic as well. I have for hell, I have this like little just fire symbol, and it's like demons, devils, imps, and all other hell type creatures. Then you got like the tree because it's meant to represent like druids, dryads, all the nature. Oh god, I'm gonna start crying in a second. And then these two factions are actually major factions. And you may ask, what do you mean by like major factions? Well, think of it like as in like celestials are being you got the celestial and the void. So basically you got light and dark. Celestials are gonna be like, celestial creatures. You'll be what was some celestial creature? Like the deities that are I want to say angelic, because I'll be like saying heaven. It's more like space. Anything to do with space and out like otherworldly. That's what celestials is otherworldly. And they got the void, which is everything that light is not. So it'd be like so it's I've been talking with my father and I asked for his because I'm currently in the progress of making his card, his little card, and I asked him for his stats because I was like, okay, what stats do you want for your card, so I can add it in the game and I can write it down because I know the stats that are gonna be for my card, but I wanted to know the stats for his card, and I was like, you know what, father, I want you to be involved in this. I was like, hey, what stats do you want for your card? Like what can your little fucking weird little head thing do? Well, I mean, it's not weird. It's like it's scary. He scares me. I mean, I know it scares you guys as well, but this fucking thing scares me also. Um, this fucking thing just exists. Just meh, meh, meh. Right. Anyways, I'm getting too distracted by it. It's just staring. I made it tiny. I don't know why I made it tiny. I was like, I was thinking to myself, I was like it felt too big. Like sometimes it just kept whacking into it by accident. I mean, I turned off ragdoll now, so it shouldn't. But here's the thing: is I'm curious to know what faction he's planning on choosing because I told him each faction and what each faction represents, and I told him he can choose my faction because I can easily add that into the storyline, and I can add it like other things as well. But I said you're not like I told him you're not reserved to the moon. You don't have to be the moon faction if you do not want to. You can choose any of the other factions. And I feel like he might either go for like the celestial or void. If he does, that would be interesting. I honestly I would love to know what my father's plans for this little fucking thing is. So I don't know. I just made it because I just needed a placeholder for whenever he's talking. So, like, he is so tiny now. It's adorable. It's so adorable how tiny he is. I'm getting so distracted. Right. And then you got like these little the writing you see here, by the way, in the middle. Let me get. Don't save, please. Right, these little runes you see here are Viking runes. if you know the Viking runes, then you know what each one of these say. And you know it's absolute gibberish. Uh, because I just literally grabbed the symbols and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna grab the symbols and just do a bunch of symbols so it looks cool. That's literally for aesthetic. But the one thing you might have noticed when looking at this is you're wondering, oh god, why does it snap? Can I get rid of the snapping? Right. It still snaps. Right. I hate the snapping. Just for preference in the future, don't make things snap. Right. What was I looking at again? Right. You might have noticed that, like, this is something like, it might be like, huh, why does this seem very, very, very familiar? And that's because it's a steering wheel for a ship. I made it because, as you can see, my character is a pirate themed VTuber. Well, it's not it's not just pirate themed. Well, whatchamacallit? It's not pirate themed. It's mm, ah, not pirate themed. It's like, because I'm a siren, so I'm ocean themed. Like, I mean, I am pirate themed. But yeah, it's a steering wheel because it is like, as you can tell, I look like a pirate and I feel like a pirate. Right. Anyways, let's see if I can do parkour now. Am I just rambling to get like past the 2 hours so I can get off stream fix a lot of things? Absolutely, I can do this. Hold on, wait, I can parkour this. Yeah. Okay, this one's a little bit harder. I can do this. I can do this. Have I just made a parkour out of these cards? Yes. See, I thought you could do it. Why have I done this? That's a great question. But no, the thing I'll work on, so I am planning on working on a lot of things off stream because, you know, it does, like, streaming does take up things. But this is what I'm planning on doing on my streams, is I'm gonna be making stuff for my VTuber and stuff for my game. And honestly, doing stuff for my VTuber does in fact help with the game, and the same goes for when I'm doing my game, it helps with my VTuber. Because, oh god. Everything that I do is interconnected now because this is a VTuber based game. Like, it's gonna be based off my VTuber. I haven't seen much when it comes to, like, VTubers making games about themselves. I've seen, like, one that I think Markiplier played. But the whole point of this is, the reason why I'm making this game is I want another inscription-based type game. Like, you know, like, sitting down opposite on at a desk, just playing a card game, and you can just, like, you know, build your own decks and have fun, create your thing. And so that's what I want to do. That's literally, I'm fed up of waiting and waiting and waiting for another inscription-based game. Because, like, if you were to see my Steam library, it's filled to the brim with card games. And another thing I like about Inscription was the escape room-esque puzzle solving thing to, like, progress the story. And that's what I sort of want to do, but the difference is for the next, like, the second act that I'm planning on having 3 acts. The first act is you're trapped playing, like, you know, card games, and then when you solve and grab puzzles, the second act will be not a card game, but sort of like a, exploration. Like, I'm planning on having it so that you can play the card game in the exploration. So here's the thing, this is why I'm doing this, is I need to figure out what I want to do for my game. Because I have a general idea, but no plan of action. Like, I have no script, I have no nothing, I have just this, currently. And I need to plan out more. It's a mess, I won't lie. Right, I have technically been streaming for 2 hours now. I mean, I know the first stream got like sort of broken up. The first half an hour was broken, but I have now been streaming for 2 hours, and I could stop my stream here, raid out. Um, that's a possibility, or I could just end it here. That's another thing I can do is I could just end it here, because this I won't lie, this has been suffering. All the work I did with making my profile picture just gone out the fucking window. Everything crashed. Then I mean, okay, I've been while I've been rambling here, I have been seeing how Unreal works, like runs while I've got this model, and it works really well. And I think I am starting to know the reason why Blender doesn't work, but Unreal Engine does. And that's because Unreal Engine is running off my CPU. And also there's fucking nothing in this. Um, Whereas my Blender runs off my GPU, which my model tracking runs off so the tracking here that you see in the bottom right corner is based off my GPU. I have my GPU run and read it, so. And then having Blender also run off GPU because I need it to do the animations. I feel like that's where it's going wrong. So I feel like my streams are gonna be Unreal Engine based, which is good. But the problem is I don't know Unreal Engine that much to make this entertaining. Well, I mean, I could do shit like this. I could do dumb shit like this where I make just a parkour out of the stuff I've done. And if I make a couple models, and texture, oh, that's gonna be so much time. I need to fix my model as is. Anyways, if I make some other models, because to be fair, I do need to make the environment. I need to make the environment in which the players are going to be going against my Vtuber. Because I haven't quite figured out where they're going to be doing that. I was thinking about like the void, make it easier for myself, just have it as a black void. But then I realized that's making it too easy for myself. I should like have and that's why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make like a cave system. Sort of like thing, like where we're inside a cave or something. I don't know. The first thing I need to do is make a fucking table for the card. Because currently there is no table. But once I make a table, then everything just should be fine. So maybe that's what I work on. Maybe that's what I work on tomorrow, is I'll make some models tonight. Make some things, and then tomorrow I organize in Unreal. That sounds good to me. That actually does sound real good. Right. Yeah, I think that's what I might have to do. Yeah. Because I would love to showcase what I do on Blender. Because what I do in Blender is what I classify as what I'm like, knowledgeable in. I know how to make it entertaining. Well, okay, where I say I know how to make it entertaining, it does also depend on me. Because technically, someone that's entertaining can make like entertainment out of anything they do. I suppose it's entertaining watching me just cry trying to figure out how to make certain shit. I suppose there's some entertainment in that. But the good thing about testing this is it's all fucked. Yeah, no, this is all fucked. But I'm glad that. But yes, this is my new scheduling time. Yeah, it's 2:10 now. So this is gonna be my new schedule. I'm gonna be streaming at 12 o'clock until it's round about 2. One. So that's GMT time, by the way. That's London time. Um, I don't know what it is for everyone else. Who fucking knows? I given up on time zones. God, my tea has gone fucking cold. This is now iced tea. Well, the amount of sugar I put into my tea, that probably is actually iced tea. I'm gonna have to make myself another cup of tea after this. But as you can see, I've got a lot of work ahead of me, and this is what I'm gonna be working on this entire week. This is what I'm doing. I'm making a game because here's the thing. I've made a lot of models. I've made a lot of models for other people and other people's games because I never really wanted to make games I never been interested in the coding aspect side of making games. I've only been interested in I've only really been interested in like the designment because look how cool my model looks. Look how amazingly cool my model looks. And look how cool my father looks. Look how amazing my father looks. Look how adorable he is. And he's fully texturized, by the way. Like his eyes, his head, it's fully textured. I love this model. I spent way too much time on my father's model. Just for it was just meant to be a placeholder. I spent way too much time making a placeholder. But you know what? It looks cool. You know what? I'm keeping it. He looks adorable. He's now my pet. Did I just call my father my pet? Yeah, no, he's not my pet. He's my mascot. Yeah, that's still was it patronizing? I feel like I've gone insane. I think I've actually gone insane. I don't know what to call him. He's an adorable little entity. There you go. Actually, there you go. That's just what he is. He's an entity. He's just a thing. Which actually, funny enough, he can inhabit. As people know, this little model can do talk and like open its mouth. We never sat down, by the way. We've never sat down and sorted out his lip syncing animations, and I feel like he too lazy to do so. I mean, I could just text him and say, "Hey, get your ass on." Let me like. I mean, I can't currently because he's at work. He's driving coaches, but afterwards, I could get him to because all it takes on like honestly, what I could do as well is just tell him, hey, can you do a recording of you doing all the phenomenons so that I can grab the pieces of audio and use that to. I feel like that's not gonna work with him. I'll figure out something. I'm great at adapting. I am still rambling. I apologize. When I say I'm rambling, I do it when I don't know what I'm doing. Because I wanted to showcase me like doing my profile picture and then do a time lapse onto TikTok. But of course nothing can ever go right because when has anything gone right? But at least I've showcased this model. Let me go back to just chatting. If I'm gonna just chat and not do anything in the game, yeah, shut up. I know it's poor performance. You know what else is poor performance? My sanity. Right. That's something else I'm working on in Waldo is whatchamacallit. Is that whenever I change scene in OBS, it does it automatically in Waldo. Because I've added a plugin. You know, I'm just gonna showcase it quickly in recording. Well, at least you get to see a lot of my transition. Right. I have a plugin now called OBS Control, in which every time I change scene, it will do it automatically. I just need to set up the coding, and I've got so much on my plate. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I've got so much on my plate, but it's I have no one. Here's the funny thing though, is I have no one else to blame apart from myself. I literally just myself to blame for this. And you wanna know why? Because I'm a lunatic. Okay, I mean, I'm not a lunatic. I shouldn't say I'm a lunatic. Actually, technically I am. I'm a lunatic because I've got lunar eyes. I'll see myself out. I'm sorry for that. I'll see myself out for that one. What was I saying? Ah, right. Um, if I were working in a in a full time job, if I was working in a full time job right now, which I can't due to my my health conditions, I would be calling HR for abuse because I have non-stopped like behind the scenes. I've non-stop been on Blender, especially this past week. This past week, I have even when I'm gaming with my father in the evenings. I have been on Blender, like when I'm waiting for him to sort out his like passive tree or like when when was just sorting out our gear. I'm literally on Blender modeling while I'm waiting for him. I have not wasted a single moment. I have always I mean I still got some things to fix. For example, when it comes to my arm tracking here, I've got like it warps through my body. Um I think I know why. It's to do with my shoulder because it's tracking my upper arm. It's tracking my upper arm and like hand, but I don't think it's tracking my shoulder. Because if I were to move my shoulder, it does move my collar. But I mean, I've got things to work out. Anyways, there are lots of things I need to fix with this model as clearly, but I've been working my ass off to make it as clean as possible. I mean, if you look, there is some clipping, and it's always going to be some clipping because of like how complicated my model is. Like, I've got a coat, I've got a belt, I've got potions, I've got. There is if I like I know it's very dark, but there is a book on my like right underneath me. I'm hiding it because it's my spell book, and I don't want people, just to grab my spell book. I'm fine with people grabbing my potions down here. I ain't happy with them grabbing my spell book. But it isn't just like it's got ears, everything like the amount of things that was put into this VTuber model. However, I fucking love it. I love this. This is what I imagined in my head. This is what in my head I imagined what my character looked like. As you can tell by the art of the art that I drew of my character, this is what I originally had in mind for my OC. This is what Kipper looks like, and you don't understand how happy this makes me. Because like I've always had a thing. I wouldn't say it's perfectionism, but it's I was never happy with my previous model. If you seen like if you put like I might just do it like get like two pictures put like side to side of this model. I mean, just actually I might just in I'm gonna make a TikTok of this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have me here standing here like this, and then in the pit right next to me, I'm gonna have the picture like my like the previous model or from my previous streams, and you can see a major difference. I mean, not just in like the blend shapes, like when I smile or when I do when I'm sad, like like when I'm sad like this, but it's just I mean there's other things I need to add like when I'm angry because my other model has when I'm angry. Um, whereas this model only has like surprise. Well, it's not quite surprise, but there's other things I need to add in order to um what's it called? It's not just that. My mouth. Meow meow meow. Yeah, as you can see, my mouth tracking is fucking phenomenal, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it because I was never happy with the mouth tracking in my previous model. The difference with my previous model is the mouth tracking. I warped the mouth. So the mouth on my other model was because that is something I have in mind that I can't add to this model. Is I wanted to have like my mouth like opens up. I've shown it before that what was inspired by, but it's inspired by Ariel, villain what's it called? Animatic that Lydia the Bard did. where it has like this cool looking, normal looking one, and then it turns into a scary siren. And that's what I wanted to do. The thing that I realize when putting into consideration when it comes to tracking is the more, especially when it comes to the mouth shapes, the more non-humanoid it becomes, the harder it comes to track. Because, like, I mean, it makes sense, like, when you think about it. It makes sense because it's... How do I explain this? So right now the tracking and spacing of my facial features. So the closer to human, the better tracking, like the better facial movement and everything, because it's as close as it comes. And that's what I thought, you know what, I'll do that. I'll make it as semi-human as possible. And it worked. I mean, okay, do I miss my mouth? Yes, of course I miss the mouth. It's scary. Who doesn't love scary mouths? But at the same time, I at the same time I prefer this. This looks more realistic, as well as it's more better. I just love the tracking. I've spent so much time sorting this out. I mean, I spent an entire day yesterday sorting out the blend shape. I mean, I still got a shit ton more to add. But for now, this is good. My next steps when it comes to tracking is I can't do my next steps without a better camera. Because I'm just using a cheap, like, tenner, I don't know if it's a tenner or a fiver. This is such an old camera that I'm using that the camera that I'm using is so old, it's honestly surprising that it fucking works at all when it comes to my tracking. I'm glad it picks up on my mouth movements like this. But the one thing it can't do that other you might notice that other VTubers can do is, like, for example, if I puff out my cheeks, it doesn't show because this my camera can't track it. Same goes for sticking out my tongue. I just stuck out my tongue, but it doesn't track it because this camera wasn't made for that. This camera was so the original like this camera. The reason why I got this camera was when I was working remotely before, like, so I when my health condition wasn't as bad as it has gotten. I was working remotely, and I needed a camera for meetings and such, and that's literally why I had this little very little camera, and it wasn't a good one because I didn't give two shits about it. This I was never ever planning on doing this. Um, this right here was not something I wouldn't say I never expected to happen. I was slowly becoming down this route, but it just, like, because of my health condition, it just super, like, it went really quickly. Like, it went super quickly, like, why I went down this route. Because I was originally gonna wait until my health condition got worse, but then it did get worse. So it was perfect timing. So, hmm, how do I best explain this? So the camera I got, I wasn't planning on keeping this camera forever anyways. But I do need to get a better camera so that I can track my facial movements a lot more better. Because you can already tell as is right now. I'm very expressionate. Like, my expressions are I'm very expressionate in real life. If you were to ask any of my friends or family, they'd say no. What? No, she has like a deadpan, like, depressed face. That's because I I mask around everyone. Like, in real life, when face to face, I mask. When I'm on my own, I am the most expressionate, like, thing. Like, this is it's one of the reasons why I go outside everywhere with a mask. Is my emotions are written on my face. Like, you know what people say, oh yeah, you gotta have like good I suck at poker. I mean, I'm good at poker if there is no like if it's not face to face. Like if I'm playing on my phone or like on like playing Poker Night 2 on my computer, I am fucking great at poker. But as soon as face to face comes into play, I'm fucking shit. And when I mean I'm shit, I mean I give away my hands, like what I like my good hands with my face. And it's the reason why I have a mask is because when I'm displeased, you can visually see it on my face. Like I have a look of like annoyance and like when people say, "Oh yeah, you have your like it's written on your face." Literally, my emotions are written on my face. That's how expressionate I am. Um, which is really good though. What I didn't realize is a lot of people actually struggle with their VTubers because they say that, oh yeah, they have to exaggerate their expressions to, you know, activate like to get like really good whatchamacallit ah what's it called, like to activate like the like to activate the expressions you have to do it like exaggerated. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect for me because that's all I do. I literally, my face is like written out like that's perfect. And it is, as you can like tell here, like it's perfect for me. And with like, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing when it comes to me making. By the way, this is my explanation of making this game. Why I started getting into it, even though like making games is not my area of expertise. Why I'm getting into it is technically making VTubers was not my area of expertise. Before making my very first model, which I'll put a picture up somewhere. My very first model was the very first time I ever made. Oh no, okay, no, I can't say that because I didn't make a VRM model before, but I worked on VRM models. I made accessories and like, because I know how to make like bones and like add 2 rigs, but I'd never made a rig personally myself, like from scratch. So I had knowledge in the area, but I've never made one myself. And so when the very first model I ever did was my very first VTuber, like that I made by scratch. And as you can see, as time has like developed through these streams, as I like continue to work on my model, I'm getting so much more better. And the great thing about this is low poly ish. Okay, I should say ish. Because it's in between low poly and like mid poly, I should call it. So okay, this is my definition of anything below 10,000 is low poly. And technically every part of my body is less than 10,000. So my hair, okay, actually no, my hair is 20,000 polygons. My hair is 20,000 polygons. My ears is I think like 900 polygons. My eyes are about 1,000 polygons. My coat is actually only 2,000 polygons. The potions are 1,000 polygons. The corset is about 1,000. So it all adds up. And approximately, my model is approximately about 60,000, like if you add them all up together, it's 60,000 polygons. And you're like, that's a lot. You think that's a lot, but actually, it's actually quite small. So, God, I'm just thinking back to my very first VRM model. I didn't know that the more polygons on the model means more like CPU because it's tracking like more faces as it moves. And so I didn't know this. And so my really high quality, good looking model, my very first model I made was around about 1 million polygons. I think it was actually more than 1 million. I think it was like 1,200,000 polygons. So that, if you want to know how much my models have changed, that's my very first model. My second model was about 800,000. The one, to be fair, the best model I made for like polygon wise was my previous model. My previous model was only like 30,000 polygons, but it as you can tell, like it wasn't that great. It was a very, I wouldn't say shit, but it was a very, that was my last VRM model of my of Kipper was like a test of like, okay, so the lower polygons, the better when it comes to tracking and the, like less CPU usage. But I was like, okay, so if I want a good looking model where it's decent CPU usage but good looking model, I needed to make it at least less than, it couldn't be more than 100,000 polygons. It had to be less than 100,000 polygons. And I was like, okay, I can work with that. I was like, I can work with that. I can make a decent looking VTuber for 100,000 polygons. And I did. This right here. It's not perfect. I mean, it's not perfect. No, but nothing ever is. But it's really good. And the great thing about this model is I made so when I made the rig of this model, I made it so it's ah what's the word? I made it so that it's game ready. It's game ready, it's animation ready, and it's practically everything ready. And so because it's everything ready, um when it comes to, so that's something I do need to do is I need to implement this into my game. I do need to make animations for it. I'm lazy. I'm so lazy. Oh no, I can easily do a running animation wouldn't be too difficult. I can do that easily. It just takes time. That's literally the gist of it. It's the reason why I wanted to stream my progress on Blender, but I realize now I won't be able to stream my Blender progress because it's just too much on my GPU. Unless I get myself a better GPU and a CPU, I won't be able to streamline my process. I'll be able to streamline my Unreal Engine process, but just not my Blender process. Okay, maybe I can. If I make a GIF of this like if I make an animation of when I'm talking and everything, um, then I could I could, if I make like an idle animation, like an idle GIF, I could streamline my Blender progress, like my Blender, and just have like my PNG, like my little like cute little PNG tuber of this model, which is actually something I can do. That's actually something I've been thinking about for a while because I don't have the best CPU to do this. I would love nothing more to run this model as it is right now, but it's just a fucking killer when I'm running this as well as making models because I, as you saw there, it was freezing up a lot of the times. It was a mess. And I do apologize. That was not my intention. But to be fair, today's stream was just about testing. Actually, let's go to stream this ending because I am ending my stream. So yeah, today's oh god, I'm way too big. Right, let me just oh, just make me tiny. Right, yeah, right. So what was I saying? Right, today's stream was just to test how everything would work. Like I I mean, I've tested out like I was on Blender and Wilder at the same time, and I was having no issues. But being on Blender and streaming, I know those are two different things. What like streaming as well as like like using my Waldo as well as doing Blender. I knew it would take a strain on my computer, and I was wondering how it would work. But I'm glad that I found out how it works because I know my limitations now. I know what causes issues. I know what to do not to avoid like further. I wouldn't say further issues. Just you know. But yes, today is the first official day of um of me making like showing like what showing off my game. This is my I mean, okay, I've been working on it for the past week, so technically it's not the first day of me working on my game, but officially, because I like when I say I'm working on the game, I could have not done I could have not done it. I could have continued playing video games with my father and just not done like and done this like on the sidelines. But knowing me, if I don't make it official, I might abandon the project because of like if I come across an issue like where I become like this multiple issues because I don't know game development. I did a very little when I was doing my degree in game design. I did very little in the game development. I do have two degrees, one in game development and design. But when it came to game development, it was different like factions, and I focused on the rigging side of game development. I didn't focus on the actual, making games. The only thing I did in Unreal back in college was I made some parkour and you had to collect coins. That's it. That was the game that I made in college, for my game development course. So yes, I do have a little knowledge, and I do also have a family member that uses Unreal Engine as well, and makes games, so I can always ask. So I do had advantages when it comes to making this game. But if I can make this game, it will help me when for my VTuber because I've been trying to figure out like what to add like different because right now you might notice in the redeems a lot of it is to do with my father. Like my father, you basically dress up my father. That's literally what the majority of the redeems do. And I mean, I could do the same for me, where you can just dress me up. But I want other things. I want to do cool things, and I want my things to be. I want my streams to be a bit more interactive, where you like the user can do a lot. Like they can majorly change the stream. And in order to do in order to do that, I need to come up with ideas. And the one thing I realize is I have no clue my law. I mean, I have a general idea of the law for my AC, but I need to work upon it. I need details. I need specifics. Like, what are my powers? What weapon do I use the most? And this is what this game will do. This game will explore those little details that I need to help me come up with ideas. And I know that's insane. It's like, why do you need to make a game to do this? Couldn't you just like, go down and brainstorm? I could. I could, sit down and brainstorm, but where's the fun in that? Let's be real. Where's the fun in that? I want a challenge. And the best way to do this challenge is to challenge myself into making a game. I mean, it's not just that. I do want to make other games in the future. But at the same time, I also want to make animation. I just want to do everything. I just want to do everything on the side of like game design and development. I'm a lunatic. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling now. This was just to showcase my new model, and showcase what I'm gonna be streaming for the next fucking god knows how long this is gonna take me. So, and another thing is I'm gonna be streaming every day this week. So tomorrow at 12 o'clock I'm gonna be streaming Wednesday to make up for the streams I missed out in the past 2 weeks. Because I missed out quite a few. So this entire week I'll be streaming every single day. So yeah, apologies for the craziness. And hopefully by tomorrow I'll have some things put into place if things go wrong again. And I'll make some more things for Unreal Engine and mess around with Unreal Engine. I'll mess around with Unreal Engine more tomorrow. Today was like a mix between Blender and just fucking a mess. But tomorrow I'll make sure to get on, like, make those models and get Unreal Engine, start making more Unreal Engine. Like, I'll start making like an actual place that looks pretty rather than this blank piece of shit. So until then, I'll see you at my next stream. Goodbye, and thank you. I just want to say thank you for everyone that's popped by, and just dealt with how chaotic today was.